Welcome to AI Voices, where we explore the latest innovations in artificial intelligence, hosted by AI, created for curious minds. Let's dive in.
Hey everyone, and welcome. Get ready, because today we're diving into something really cool. AI in the classroom. And not just talking about the future, but how it's actually being used right now by real teachers.
Yeah, forget the hype. We're talking real world stuff, practical application.
Exactly. We found this awesome case study from the 74, and it totally blew our minds.
Seriously, this is fascinating stuff.
So we're taking a trip virtually to John Street School in New York, hanging out with two sixth-grade teachers, Janice Donaghy and Jean Dorio. They call themselves tech nerds.
And they're not afraid to admit it.
Nope. And it turns out their superintendent, Jared Bloom, is all for it too, wants to see teachers using all the latest tech.
Which, let's be real, makes a huge difference.
Totally. So picture this. You walk into their classroom, and at first glance, it seems like a pretty normal lesson on ancient Greek faces, right?
Textbooks, maybe a slideshow, the usual.
Exactly. But here's where things get wild. Donaghy and Dorio actually use AI to plan and run the entire thing. Behind the scenes, this lesson was powered by artificial intelligence.
It's like they're bringing the future of education into their classroom today. And the best part, it's not about replacing teachers with robots or anything like that. It's about empowering teachers to be even more awesome.
I am officially intrigued. The article mentioned they're using tools like Canva and Diffit. So break it down for us. What are these tools and what makes them so special?
So Canva, a lot of people know it for making graphics and presentations.
Yeah, it's pretty popular.
And stuff. But these teachers, they're using it to instantly create images of Greek vases. Think about that. No more wasting time searching online or flipping through textbooks.
Okay, that's already pretty cool. Time saver for sure.
Right. But then there's Diffit, and this is where things get really interesting. Diffit can take a teacher's input and create differentiated reading materials for their students.
So it's not just finding existing materials, it's actually creating new stuff tailored to each student.
You got it. It's like having a personal assistant who understands each kid's learning level.
That is next level stuff.
Seriously. And it doesn't stop at reading materials. Think. Comprehension questions, drawing prompts, the whole shebang. Diffit can practically spit out a whole personalized lesson plan.
Teachers have more time to actually, teach.
Exactly. More time for those one-on-one moments, guiding discussions, the stuff that makes a real difference.
This is blowing my mind. These teachers are seriously ahead of the curve. But this AI stuff, it's not just about lesson planning, right? I mean, what else are they using it for in the classroom?
Oh, you have no idea. We're talking interactive slideshows, giving feedback on student writing, even. Wait for it. Real-time translation.
Back up a second. Real-time translation in the classroom. How does that even work?
Right. So they were telling the story about a new student who had just arrived from El Salvador and only Spanish.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's got to be tough.
And they used AI to translate the entire lesson for her right there in real time.
No way. So she was able to fully participate, even though she didn't speak the language. That's incredible. Talk about breaking down barriers.
I know, right?
That's seriously impressive stuff. But I have to ask, it's like, with all this amazing tech, there's got to be a catch, right? What are some of the challenges that come with using AI in the classroom?
You're right. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. There are definitely some potential downsides, like with anything new, really. One thing that people talk about a lot is the issue of AI hallucinations.
Hallucinations.
Yeah.
Like the AI is seeing things. Should we hide the staplers?
Not exactly seeing things, no, but it might make stuff up. Like sometimes AI can generate information that's just plain wrong.
Oh, okay. Because it doesn't know any better.
It's all based on the data it's been trained on, and sometimes that data isn't perfect, so.
It's like a student who didn't study for the test and is just trying to wing it.
Exactly. So how do these teachers deal with that? I mean, they can't exactly have their students learning fake news from a robot, right? Well, that's where the human element comes in. These teachers are really careful about checking everything the AI generates. Totally. They're making sure it lines up with their curriculum,
so it's more like
that
a
it's
partnership
accurate
then.
And all that.
The AI is a tool, but the teachers are still the ones calling the shots.
Exactly. They're even figuring out how to write prompts that will get the AI to admit when it doesn't know something. Well, it's all about how you phrase the question. Like, you can prompt it to say, hey, I'm not really sure about that,
so
but
you're
I can
basically
try to find
teaching
out.
the AI to be humble.
Kind of. But it's also about teaching the students critical thinking skills. Like, hey, don't just
Which is
believe
a good
everything
lesson
a
for all
computer
of us
tells.
these days, right?
Absolutely. Okay, but we also have to talk about the elephant in the room, data privacy.
Yeah, that's a big one, especially when it comes to kids.
For sure. And these teachers, they totally get it. They're super careful about what student information they put into these AI systems, and they're always looking for ways to keep that data safe and secure.
That's good to hear because that's something I think a lot of people are worried about.
Rightfully so. It's a constant learning process, figuring out how to use this technology responsibly and ethically.
It seems like these teachers have a really good head on their shoulders about all this.
Mm.
They're excited about the potential of AI, but they're not just blindly jumping in.
Totally. They're thinking critically about the benefits and the risks, which is exactly what we need.
And it seems like their superintendent, Jared Bloom, he gets it too. The article mentioned he has some pretty big ideas about the future of AI in education.
Oh, yeah. He's thinking long term.
Yeah.
He's talking about AI being able to give students personalized support, almost like having a tutor available 24/7.
Wow, imagine that. Every student having their own personal AI tutor. That could be
Right. Especially for students who need a little extra help or who learn at a different pace, it could really
That's amazing.
level the playing
But it
field.
also makes you think about those bigger questions of access and equity. Like, how do we make sure every student has the opportunity to benefit from this kind of technology?
You hit the nail on the head. We can't let the digital divide widen as we bring more tech into the classroom. That's
Totally.
a recipe
Okay, but
for
back
disaster.
to these teachers for a sec. What I find so inspiring about them is their willingness to experiment, to try new things, even if they don't have all the answers yet.
They've totally embraced that growth mindset,
It really
and it's
makes you
contagious.
wonder, what could education look like if more teachers had that kind of support and encouragement to innovate?
That is the million-dollar question. Because what they've done, it just shows you the power of technology
right
when it's in the
minds.
right hands. Yes, they're living proof that we can achieve amazing things when we combine human creativity and ingenuity with
This has
the
been such a
power of
fascinating
AI.
conversation, and it feels like we're really just scratching the surface here.
Oh, 100%. There is so much more to explore when it comes to AI and education. This is really just
And the thing is,
beginning.
no one really knows what the future holds. There are so many possibilities.
Right. And that's kind of exciting, don't you think? It's not a done deal. It's up to all of us to figure out how we want to use this technology and what we want
And
it
that's
to
why
look
we
like in
wanted
our
to have
schools.
this conversation today, to get people thinking about these issues and to spark some dialogue.
We need to keep talking about both the good and the bad, the exciting
And
possibilities and the
speaking of
potential
conversations,
pitfalls.
I'd love to hear from our listeners. What's got you most pumped about AI in education? Like, what really gets you excited about the possibility?
Yeah, what has you
Right.
saying, sign
And
me
on the
up?
flip side, what has you a little, I don't know, unsure? What makes you go, I'm not so sure about that?
Like, what's giving you pause?
Exactly. We've seen how AI can make learning super personalized, give teachers more time to do their thing, even break down language barriers. It's pretty mind-blowing.
Totally. But, and I think this is important, we can't forget about those potential downsides. We got to keep talking about those hallucinations and making sure everyone has equal access and all that.
Right. It's not a magic solution, that's for sure.
Definitely not. But what's cool is that the future of AI in education, it's not set in stone. It's really up to us, to all of us, to figure out how we want to use it.
We're all kind of writing this story together.
Exactly. And that's what we wanted to do today, get that conversation started,
Give you some things to think about, maybe challenge some assumptions.
and hopefully spark some more conversations.
Absolutely. So until next time, keep those minds open, keep asking those tough questions, and keep on learning.
Brought to you by Whitehawk Consultancy, specializing in AI solutions for businesses. Please follow, share, and subscribe for more insights.